Must watch. 99% of men don't do this. Women love it. Do it now. Stoicism, Old Stoic wisdom. To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides. David Vescott. Most men chase attention, thinking that it will win a woman's heart. They either become the nice guy who bends over backward to please, or the loud, boastful guy who seeks validation. But women? They're not interested in that. What they crave goes far deeper than what society teaches you. They desire strength, self-respect, and the kind of depth that only comes from inner wisdom. Unfortunately, society keeps pushing men to be weak, distracted, and desperate for approval. Here's the truth. Women don't fall for the facade. They fall for the man who understands his worth and carries himself with quiet confidence. They're drawn to men who have mastered themselves, men who embody stoic wisdom and inner strength. If you're tired of being overlooked and ready to step into the kind of man who commands respect, you're in the right place. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll learn what truly separates the men women respect, admire, and cannot stop thinking about from the ones they simply settle for. This is the path to becoming that man. A man who doesn't chase, but attracts. If you're ready to transform, type "I'm ready" in the comments and subscribe now so we can help more men like you discover this truth. Every second you spend here is a step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Let's dive in. Number 1. Women love strength in stillness. In the pursuit of mastery over life and relationships, many men unknowingly miss a key element that could unlock their full potential with women. This powerful trait isn't about loud actions, grand gestures, or seeking validation through material wealth. It's about strength in stillness, a concept that, when understood and embraced, sets you apart from the crowd in ways that most men will never understand. The truth is, 99% of men don't do this, and women love it when a man masters this quiet, commanding presence. A lot of men make the mistake of entering a room in search of approval, their eyes scanning for validation, their voices cracking under pressure, and their every movement betraying insecurity. What they don't realize is that women notice everything, every subtle gesture, every shift in their posture, every slight tremor in their voice. Women are incredibly attuned to this energy. They can sense weakness in a heartbeat. They may not always show it, but when they detect insecurity, respect begins to slip away, and without respect, attraction cannot flourish. Strength, on the other hand, doesn't need to announce itself. It's not loud or boastful, not in the way society often equates power. True strength is quiet, composed, and unwavering. Imagine a situation where two men are confronted with the same challenge. One panics, lashes out, and lets his emotions govern his every action, while the other remains calm, composed, and in control of himself and the situation. Which man do you think the woman is drawn to? The answer is clear. Strength and stillness is far more attractive than chaos or outbursts of emotion. It is the silent power that radiates from a man who stays grounded, no matter the external circumstances. To truly understand this concept, we must dig deeper into its essence. Strength in stillness is not about suppressing emotions or becoming a cold, distant figure. It is about mastery, knowing how to handle your emotions, your reactions, and ultimately, your life. It's about learning to pause before acting, to respond with wisdom, and to choose your battles with discernment. Women do not want a man who crumbles under pressure because, let's face it, life is full of challenges and relationships are no exception. When things go wrong, and they will, she needs to know that you can handle it, not only for her sake, but for your own. Women seek a man who is in control of himself because when you are in control, you exude the reliability that makes a woman feel safe. But here's where most men misunderstand. They think being stoic or showing strength in stillness means being emotionally detached or apathetic. Nothing could be further from the truth. The Stoic philosophy teaches us to accept and process our emotions without being ruled by them. It's about controlling the impulse to react in ways that lead to unnecessary drama or instability. A woman does not want a man who explodes over small irritations, who lets every setback dictate his mood. She wants a man who can absorb the blows of life, shrug them off, and keep moving forward. It's the man who can navigate through chaos with a serene demeanour, his confidence speaking louder than words ever could. Take a moment and picture this scenario. You walk into a room where tension fills the air. People are arguing. The atmosphere is charged, and everyone is looking for someone to blame. Most men would either shrink into the background, afraid to make a stand, or get caught up in the noise, trying to prove themselves in a frantic rush. But not you. You enter the room with a calm and composed presence. You don't need to raise your voice, but your stillness commands the room's attention. The others may falter, but you remain unmoved, unshaken. This is the type of man women are drawn to, one who doesn't need to make noise to be heard. Your presence alone speaks volumes, and women can't help but notice it. However, it's important to understand that women are not seeking perfection. They know men are human, with flaws and imperfections. What truly matters to them is how a man handles those imperfections. Do you let your flaws control you, or do you rise above them? Do you crumble when the world is not on your side, or do you stay grounded, acting with purpose and clarity? Strength in stillness is not about being perfect. It's about owning your imperfections without letting them define you. It's about staying steady even when life's storms rage around you. When you embrace this mindset, something powerful shifts. Not only will women begin to view you differently, but the way the world sees you will change too. You start to see yourself in a new light. Strength in stillness is about mastering your emotions and actions in a way that makes you a pillar of stability. When you become a man who doesn't chase validation, but instead validates himself, you become magnetic. Women are drawn to this self-assurance, not because you're flaunting it, but because it's a rare quality that speaks volumes in a world where most men are still chasing approval. This is the point where most men get lost. They focus on things like looks, status, or wealth as a way to impress women. They believe that these external factors will draw her attention and keep her interested. But all of that is secondary to what women truly desire: strength. The kind of strength that comes from within. The type of strength that doesn't falter when life gets tough. The kind of strength that makes her feel secure, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. When you can radiate this kind of still, unshakable power, you become unforgettable. You stop chasing after women, trying to earn their approval. Instead, you start attracting them because you've become the kind of man they've always dreamed of. If you've made it this far, you're not like most men. You understand that true strength lies in mastering the art of stillness. You are already on the path to becoming the man who walks into a room and commands respect without uttering a word. You've realized that strength in stillness is a way of life, a mindset that shapes how you handle adversity, relationships, and the world around you. Most men will spend their lives chasing approval, letting the world and women dictate their worth. But you're different. You're here because you recognize the power of inner strength. You're here because you know that the true measure of a man lies not in his ability to show off, but in his ability to remain calm, collected, and in control, no matter what life throws his way. You are the man who doesn't just survive in this world, he thrives. And that's the type of man women can't help but be drawn to. Strength in stillness is not just about attracting women. It's about becoming the man you were always meant to be. A man who doesn't need to shout to be heard, who doesn't need to react to every challenge, but instead leads with grace and composure. Strength in stillness is the secret weapon that will transform your life, not just in your relationships, but in everything you do. This is your moment. Will you answer the call and step into the life of strength and mastery that awaits you? Number 2. Why women crave men who lead their minds, not their emotions. In today's world, where emotional turmoil often governs the decisions of many men, there exists a rare and powerful quality that women find deeply irresistible. A man who leads his mind, not his emotions. Too many men live in a self-made prison, not trapped by physical bars, but by their emotional responses. They let rejection control their self-worth, criticism paralyze their confidence, and setbacks define their lives. Women see this. They don't just notice it, they judge it, and they judge it harshly. A man who cannot master his emotions is a man who cannot lead. Leadership, in its truest sense, starts with self-mastery. It's about having the strength to rise above emotional turmoil and act with purpose, clarity, and resolve. As the ancient Stoics taught, man is disturbed not by things, but by the view he takes of them. This wisdom is timeless and precisely what modern men must embrace if they wish to attract the right kind of woman. The challenge, however, is that many men are reactive rather than proactive in their emotional responses. They react with anger when criticized, with self-pity when rejected, and with fear when faced with failure. But here's the truth. Women are repelled by this. The world is filled with men who crumble under pressure, whose desperation for validation makes them weak and unreliable. But women, deep down, crave a man who is unshaken, who stands firm in the face of adversity, a man who can take a hit and keep moving forward, not because he's trying to impress her, but because he's mastered himself. A man who stands for nothing will fall for anything, said Malcolm X. And women are quick to recognize the man who leads, not by seeking validation from others, but by acting according to his own values and vision. Rejection, often seen as the greatest fear of men, is not the issue. It's how you respond to it. Weak men see rejection as a personal attack on their worth. They spiral into doubt, frustration, and resentment. But strong men, those who lead their minds, see rejection as feedback, as a signal to grow, to learn, and to adapt. This mindset, this resilience, is what draws women in. It's not about winning every battle. It's about maintaining composure in the face of defeat and continuing to move forward with strength and purpose. The Stoics believed that true power lies in how we handle adversity, and it is this very power that attracts those who value strength, both internal and external. Criticism, too, is a test of strength. Men with fragile egos cannot handle criticism. They see it as an attack, an assault on their identity. But real strength lies in taking criticism in stride. It lies in the ability to listen, to learn, and to grow from what is said. When a man can do this, when he shows that he can take on any challenge and become stronger, women see that he's not just strong for the moment, but strong for life. They see a man who can handle them, who can handle the trials that life throws at them, and who can handle the relationship with ease and grace. Failure is another area where men falter. Many avoid risk, stay in their comfort zones, and shrink from the possibility of failure. But failure is inevitable. It is part of life, part of growth. And women are not attracted to men who shy away from risk. They are attracted to men who can fail, learn, and rise again. In the words of the philosopher Seneca, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Failure, when approached with the right mindset, is merely a stepping stone to success. Women are drawn to men who don't fear failure, because it shows them a man who is not afraid to try, to push boundaries, and to keep moving forward, no matter the obstacle. Most men, however, react instead of respond. Their decisions are driven by fleeting emotions, anger, frustration, insecurity. These are the signs of weakness. When a man is not in control of his emotions, he cannot possibly lead himself, let alone another person. Leadership is about control. It is about the ability to rise above fleeting emotions and make decisions based on logic, purpose, and intention. Women desire this type of man, not because he is controlling, but because he inspires confidence and security. When a man leads his mind, he leads his life. And when a man leads his life with clarity and purpose, women naturally follow. In today's world, women are more independent than ever. They don't need a man for survival, but they do need a man who can lead, not by controlling her, but by inspiring her. A man who has a clear vision for his life, who knows where he's going, and who walks that path with confidence and conviction is a man women can't resist. This is the type of man who stands out from the crowd. This is the man women admire, not because he seeks their validation, but because he is too focused on his own journey to care what others think. The paradox is this: the less a man needs a woman, the more she will want him. This is not about manipulation. It's about confidence and self-sufficiency. Women are drawn to men who are in control of themselves because it signals that he can handle anything life throws his way. And when a woman feels safe, understood, and cherished, she is deeply attracted to him. As the great philosopher Aristotle said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." The man who leads his mind has found his why, and that is magnetic. But let's be clear, this kind of mastery takes work. It takes discipline. It takes courage. It takes the willingness to face your fears, confront your weaknesses, and grow into the man you are meant to be. Most men won't do this. Most men will choose the path of least resistance. But you are not like most men. You are here because you want more. You are here because you want to lead. You are here because you are ready to become the man women can't resist, the man who controls his mind, his emotions, and his life. When you lead your mind, you don't just change the way women see you, you change the way you see yourself. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the master of your destiny. You stop reacting to the world and start creating your own reality. This is the power of leadership, the power of self-mastery. It's the power to live on your own terms, to walk your own path, and to attract the life and the women you deserve. And that is the ultimate power. The power to live freely, to act with purpose, and to become the man you were always meant to be. So stop waiting. Stop seeking validation. Start mastering your mind. Start leading your life. Because the moment you do, the world, especially the women you desire, will take notice. And you will become the man everyone looks up to, the man who has it all, the power, the respect, and the admiration of those who matter most. Number 3. The silent signal that makes women respect you instantly. In life, respect isn't something you can demand or purchase. It's something you must embody and command through your actions and presence. Unfortunately, most men unknowingly seek respect in all the wrong ways, through flashy status symbols, arrogance, or desperate demands. Yet, none of these methods truly earn respect. Respect is not granted based on what you own or the words you speak. It is earned by how you conduct yourself, and nothing exudes more power and earns respect faster than non-reactivity. Women are not just attracted to non-reactivity, they are drawn to it magnetically. It's a silent, powerful signal that speaks louder than any verbal declaration could ever do. Non-reactivity tells her that you are unshaken, unbothered, and untouchable in the face of chaos. The truth is, most men crumble when pressure mounts. A harsh word, an insult, or a challenge can easily make them lose their composure. Women notice this, and when a man reacts emotionally, any respect they might have had for him evaporates. But a man who remains calm, composed, and unshaken in these moments stands out as unforgettable. Non-reactivity is the essence of power. It's the ability to hold your ground without feeling the need to defend it. When a woman tests you, and trust me, she will, it's not because she's trying to break you, but because she wants to see if you're solid, if you have the strength to handle her emotions, her storms, and her challenges. When you overreact or snap in response to her test, you fail it. You show her that you are incapable of handling her. And worse, incapable of controlling yourself. But when you remain calm, when you respond with inner strength instead of emotional weakness, you pass the test with flying colours. Think about a time when you were tested. Maybe it was a comment she made to provoke you. Maybe she placed you in a situation that tested your patience or self-control. How did you respond? Did you rise above it or let yourself crumble? Women have an incredible ability to create these tests, not out of malice, but out of instinct. They are always watching your every word, every action, every hesitation. Their evaluation is simple. Does he have strength or is he weak? The way you respond or don't respond is a reflection of that inner strength. Non-reactivity doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean you allow people to walk all over you or ignore disrespect. It means you choose your battles wisely. Not every comment, not every insult, not every challenge deserves your energy. Weak men waste their time and emotions on inconsequential matters, reacting to everything around them. Strong men, however, reserve their energy for the fights that truly matter. Women respect this because it shows maturity, wisdom, and a sense of control. It shows that you are not easily rattled and that you understand the value of keeping your emotions in check. Imagine yourself at a social gathering. A woman challenges you in front of others. Perhaps she questions your opinion, teases you, or tries to put you on the spot. The typical man would feel the pressure. He would try to explain himself, get defensive, or, worse yet, lash out. But not you. You smile, hold eye contact, and respond with calm confidence. Maybe you don't respond at all. Your silence, your composed response, speaks volumes. It tells her, without a word, that you are not here to prove yourself to anyone. That's the essence of non-reactivity. That's the true measure of power. And that's precisely what women cannot resist. In modern relationships, there are countless opportunities to demonstrate non-reactivity. Arguments, disagreements, misunderstandings, they all present chances to either build or destroy respect. When you react emotionally, you prove that you're no different from the other men she's encountered. But when you respond with poise, when you stay composed, you show her that you are a man of a different caliber, a man who can weather any storm. You show her that you are someone who does not allow external circumstances to dictate his actions. Non-reactivity isn't just about your words. It is evident in your body language, your tone, and your overall presence. It's how you carry yourself when things don't go your way. Many men, under stress or adversity, will slump their shoulders, lower their gaze, and let the weight of the world crush them. But you stand tall, maintain eye contact, and show the world that you are in control, no matter what is happening around you. Women notice this. They are drawn to it. In a world full of men who break down under pressure, you remain unshaken. This kind of strength is magnetic, and it's rare. Most men won't build this kind of strength because it requires a commitment to self-discipline and the willingness to face discomfort head-on. Most men avoid discomfort, but growth and strength come from pushing through it. They avoid challenges, confrontation, failure, or anything that makes them feel vulnerable. But the strongest men are the ones who embrace discomfort. They grow through it, and they know that facing their fears is the only path to true strength. Women don't just respect this, they are inspired by it. Non-reactivity isn't about suppressing your emotions, it's about mastering them. It's about understanding when to act and when to let things go. It's about being in control of your impulses and reactions. Women can sense this control, and it is nothing short of intoxicating. They feel safe around men who are unshaken because they know these men won't be thrown off course by life's inevitable challenges. Strength is magnetic, and when you display it, women are not only drawn to you, they respect you deeply. They see you as a man of rare caliber, someone who stands firm in who he is, no matter what life throws his way. The sad reality is that most men will never learn this lesson. They will continue to react impulsively to every situation, to allow their emotions to control their actions, and to seek validation from the world. And, in doing so, they will remain disrespected, overlooked, and ignored. But you are not most men. You are here because you want more from life. You want to rise above the mediocrity that holds so many others back. You are ready to become the man who doesn't simply demand respect, but who commands it with every fibre of his being. The next time you're faced with a challenge, remember this. Every reaction is a choice. You can choose to give away your power, or you can choose to keep it. You can choose to let the world dictate your worth, or you can stand firm and define your own value. The choice is yours, and while you might not be aware of it, women are always watching. They are waiting to see how you will respond. The moment you show them you are unshakable, when you demonstrate that you cannot be moved by the chaos of life, you will not only earn their respect, you will earn their admiration. What do you think? How do you handle the challenges life throws at you? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Share your experiences and join the conversation about how mastering non-reactivity can change your life and relationships. Number 4. Women fall for men who radiate purpose. Purpose is the ultimate aphrodisiac. A man with purpose doesn't just attract women, he captivates them. But here's the cold, hard truth. Most men live without any real sense of direction. They wake up, go to a job they hate, distract themselves with pointless hobbies, and wonder why they feel empty inside. They chase women thinking that will fill the void, but it never does. And women? They see through it instantly. A man without purpose is a man without power, and women are repelled by that. Purpose is not just about having a career or a goal. It's about having a vision for your life. It's about knowing who you are, where you're going, and what you stand for. Women crave this in a man because it's so rare. In a world full of men who drift aimlessly, a man with purpose stands out like a beacon. He doesn't need to prove himself. He doesn't need to chase anyone. His life speaks for itself, and women can't help but notice. When a man has purpose, he becomes magnetic. Women are drawn to him, not because of what he says or does, but because of the energy he radiates. It's an energy of confidence, focus, and unshakable determination. It's the energy of a man who doesn't just exist, but lives with intention. Women find this irresistible because it signals strength. It tells her that you're a man who can lead, a man who can handle challenges, a man who knows where he's going. Modern relationships are full of men who lack purpose. These men make women their mission, their obsession, their entire reason for being, and it kills attraction every single time. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They don't want to be your everything. They want to be part of your journey, not the destination. When you make her your purpose, you're telling her you have nothing else going on, and nothing is more unattractive than a man who has no ambition beyond winning her approval. Think about the men women admire most, the leaders, the visionaries, the game changers. These men aren't chasing women. They're chasing their dreams, their goals, their passions, and because of that, women chase them. That's the paradox of purpose. The more you focus on your mission, the less you need to chase women, and the more they're drawn to you. Purpose creates an aura of independence, and independence is incredibly attractive. Finding your purpose isn't always easy. Most men don't even know where to start. They've been conditioned to think that life is about ticking boxes, get a job, buy a house, find a girl, settle down. But that's not purpose. That's survival. Purpose is about more than just existing. It's about creating something meaningful, something that excites you, something that makes you want to jump out of bed in the morning. Women want to be with a man who's alive, not just breathing. Purpose gives your life structure. It gives you something to strive for, something to build, something to protect. Women are instinctively drawn to this because it's hardwired into their biology. They're looking for a man who can provide, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually. A man with purpose provides stability, direction, and security. He's not swayed by the opinions of others. He's not thrown off course by setbacks. He's focused, driven, and unshakable. And that's what makes him irresistible. When you radiate purpose, you become the kind of man who commands respect. You're not just another face in the crowd. You're a man who stands out because you know what you want, and you're not afraid to go after it. Women notice this because it's rare. Most men are passive, waiting for life to happen to them. But a man with purpose takes charge. He creates his own path, and women can't help but want to follow. Purpose also transforms the way you interact with women. When you have a mission, you don't have time for games. You don't waste your energy chasing validation or trying to impress her. Your focus is on your goals, and that focus makes you incredibly attractive. Women respect men who respect themselves enough to prioritize their dreams. They're drawn to the confidence and discipline that come with living a purpose-driven life. But here's where most men get it wrong. They think purpose is something you stumble upon, something that magically appears one day. It's not. Purpose is something you create. It's built through hard work, discipline, and self-discovery. It's about trying new things, taking risks, and stepping outside your comfort zone. Most importantly, it's about staying committed to your vision even when it gets hard. Women are inspired by this kind of resilience because it shows them you're a man who doesn't give up. Imagine this. You're on a date, and she asks you what you're passionate about. Most men fumble this question. They give vague answers, or worse, admit they haven't thought about it. But not you. You answer with clarity and conviction. You tell her about your vision, your goals, your mission. And as you speak, she can see the fire in your eyes, the passion in your voice, the strength in your presence. She's hooked, not because of what you said, but because of the man you are. Women don't just want a man with purpose, they need one. It's part of their biology, their psychology, their instincts. They're looking for a man who can protect, provide, and lead. A man who can inspire them, challenge them, and elevate them. When you radiate purpose, you become that man. You become the man who doesn't just attract women, but commands their respect, admiration, and loyalty. Living with purpose is not always easy. In most cases, it's hard. It requires discipline, focus, and sacrifice. It means putting in the work even when you don't feel like it. It means staying true to your vision, even when the world tries to distract you. Most men aren't willing to do this. They settle for mediocrity, for comfort, for the path of least resistance. But you're not most men. You're here because you want more, because you're ready to rise above the mediocrity that holds so many men back. You're ready to become the man you were born to be. So here's the challenge. Stop chasing women and start chasing your purpose. Stop looking for validation and start building a life you're proud of. Stop waiting for something to happen and make it happen. Women don't want a man who's waiting for permission. They want a man who's already on his way. When you live with purpose, everything changes. The way you see yourself, the way the world sees you, the way women respond to you. You stop being a man who chases, and you become a man who attracts. You stop being a man who begs for respect, and you become a man who commands it. You stop being a man who drifts, and you become a man who leads. Most men will never understand this. They'll keep chasing women, seeking approval, and wondering why they're constantly ignored, disrespected, or left behind. They'll live their lives blind to the truth that's been right in front of them all along. Women aren't drawn to the man who begs for attention. They're drawn to the man who commands it, the man who leads with purpose, who's unshaken by chaos, and who radiates strength without even trying. You've made it this far because you're ready to rise above the lies, the mediocrity, and the distractions that keep most men stuck. You're here because you're ready to be the man women respect, admire, and can't stop thinking about. And the best part, it's all within your control. Everything we've talked about today, strength, purpose, non-reactivity, isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. The question is, will you start building today? If this message hit you, don't let it stop here. Hit that subscribe button right now, not just for me, but for yourself. Every time you do, you're taking another step toward becoming the man you're meant to be. Leave a comment below about the principle that hit you the hardest, and let's start a conversation that helps every man watching this level up. Number 5. The power of dreams. The sixth secret of attraction is one that 99% of men overlook, but women absolutely love. And once you understand it, you'll find yourself standing out as part of the 1% of high-value men who truly grasp the power of connection. This secret is the power of dreams. Dreams have long been considered the language of the unconscious, and you can use this knowledge to your advantage to foster a deeper emotional connection. Imagine this. Telling a woman that you dreamed about her. It may seem like a subtle gesture, but it's an incredibly powerful one. When you share this with her, you're letting her know that she's been on your mind even when you're asleep, which creates an emotional intimacy that many men fail to cultivate. Think about how rarely a woman hears something like that. It's not about manipulation, but about showing your vulnerability and allowing your true feelings to surface in a natural and heartfelt way. As a man with a Stoic mindset, you don't need to overcomplicate things or put on an act. Instead, by sharing something so simple, like the fact that she was in your dreams, you demonstrate that she is important to you. That feeling of being thought about, even in your sleep, speaks volumes and makes her feel valued in a way that no grand gesture or empty compliment ever could. But it's not just about saying it, it's about how you say it. Keep it authentic and straightforward. For instance, saying something like, "It's funny, I dreamed about you last night. We were just chatting at a cafe, and I woke up with such a good feeling," might seem simple, but the emotional weight it carries is profound. It's a quiet yet powerful message that shows she's been in your thoughts in a meaningful way. This type of genuine expression has an impact that lingers. Women are drawn to these small, unforced actions because they reveal emotional depth and authenticity. By embracing a Stoic mindset of emotional independence, you project an image of being grounded yet open, strong yet vulnerable. This balance is something women naturally admire. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." In this case, being unlike the 99% of men who miss out on the power of emotional connection is a form of quiet strength. It's not about making grand gestures, it's about the little things, the moments of genuine connection that build a solid foundation. So take a moment to ask yourself, how often do you show someone, especially a woman, that they're on your mind in such a personal, meaningful way? How might she feel hearing that you dreamed about her? And how could this open the door to a deeper emotional connection? By mastering these small but meaningful gestures, you distinguish yourself as a high-value man. Are you ready to be part of the 1% who understands the power of dreams and uses them to create lasting, authentic connections? If so, comment, "I am ready." If you're not quite there yet, that's okay. Just start experiencing and exploring these moments more deeply. Number 6. The power of touch before intimacy. In the world of dating and relationships, there's a crucial secret that many men miss, but women deeply cherish: the power of touch before intimacy. Picture this. How many times have you been on a date that seemed to be going smoothly, but something just didn't feel right? The conversation was flowing, but the connection wasn't quite there. Often, the answer lies in something as simple as your hands. Though women might not always vocalize it, they greatly value a thoughtful, intimate gesture, like a gentle massage before any physical intimacy. Why is this so vital? For women, emotional connection holds just as much weight, if not more, than the physical one. A massage is more than just a way to relieve tension. It's a silent yet profound message that says, "I care about you." It shows kindness, attention, and communicates your desire to make her feel safe, valued, and respected. This simple act might seem small, but men who understand the true value of these gestures often unlock a deeper emotional connection and trust. However, the secret isn't in the act itself, but in the intention behind it. When you offer a massage, it's not about just going through the motions. It's about tuning into her energy. Listen to her breathing, pay attention to how she responds, and adjust your touch to meet her needs. This becomes a form of non-verbal communication, a conversation through touch. Similarly, don't overthink the gesture. Just be present and let your actions speak for themselves. Most men, however, fail to grasp the power of such acts, which is why they remain in the 99%. But when you realize that true emotional intimacy is built on these simple, intentional actions, you enter the 1%. Women yearn for emotional depth, and touch, when done with care, creates the space for trust and vulnerability to flourish. A good massage before intimacy isn't merely physical, it's an emotional bridge that strengthens your bond. In today's world, where superficial connections often dominate, this deeper, more thoughtful approach is a rare and invaluable gift. Embrace it, and not only will you understand what Stoicism teaches about patience, presence, and connection, but you'll apply these principles in a way that transforms your relationships. Stoicism is the practice of self-discipline, understanding, and control, qualities that elevate your approach to relationships and make them profoundly meaningful. So, the next time you're with a woman, remember, your touch can be more than just a precursor to intimacy. It can be a statement of trust, respect, and care. Don't underestimate the power of a simple, mindful gesture. Practice these Stoic life lessons, and you'll discover that small, intentional actions often speak louder than words. By giving attention, time, and energy, you'll set yourself apart and join the rare 1%, those who understand that emotional connection is the foundation of true intimacy. Number 7. The Art of Flirting with Respect. The 7th secret to becoming the 1% of men that women can't resist is mastering the art of flirting with respect. Many men mistakenly believe that women don't enjoy flirtation, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. Women love being flirted with, but it needs to be done with subtlety, class, and respect. Flirting isn't about making bold or crude moves. It's a strategic game where every action matters. Picture it like a game of chess, where each move is deliberate and carries purpose. The goal is simple: make her feel desired without making her feel objectified. Show genuine interest in her while leaving just enough mystery to keep her intrigued. Intrigue is one of the most powerful forces in attraction. You don't need cheesy pickup lines or to pretend to be someone you're not. Instead, focus on humor and sincere, understated compliments that leave her smiling without feeling pressured. This form of flirtation creates an emotional connection while ensuring she feels respected and valued. Imagine you're at a social event and spot a woman across the room. Instead of rushing over with exaggerated praise or awkward flattery, you casually share a witty observation. It's effortless, light-hearted, and leaves her wondering what you'll say next. In that moment, you've sparked her curiosity without crossing any boundaries. The power lies in your ability to maintain composure and keep your intentions wrapped in subtlety. This approach of flirting creates intrigue and leaves her thinking about you long after the conversation ends. It's the perfect balance of showing interest while not revealing everything about yourself all at once. Why does this approach work so effectively? It aligns with a core Stoic principle: emotional independence and restraint. When you flirt with respect, you're not desperate for validation. You show that you are comfortable with who you are and your intentions, which is incredibly attractive. People are naturally drawn to someone who's self-assured, not someone who seeks constant affirmation. Think about the people you found attractive. Often, it's the ones who are mysterious yet approachable, who don't reveal their entire self right away. That's the power of restrained attraction. It's an embodiment of Stoic happiness. You find peace and confidence within yourself, not relying on the validation of others. This approach not only makes you more appealing to women, but it also encourages personal growth. By practicing this subtle and respectful flirting, you'll sharpen your ability to communicate with emotional intelligence, which will benefit every area of your life. So ask yourself, are you the kind of man who rushes to impress? Or do you leave a little mystery and show genuine interest without desperation? By embracing Stoic wisdom and mastering the art of respectful flirting, you'll find that your relationships, romantic or otherwise, become more meaningful and authentic. This shift in approach will not only enhance your romantic life, but will also boost your confidence and emotional strength, placing you among the 1% of men who truly understand the power of respect and subtlety. By blending Stoic principles with modern dating dynamics, you'll learn when to act and when to step back, creating an environment of respect and intrigue. It's not about grand gestures, but about making every interaction count in a way that leaves a lasting impact. Women love a man who knows how to flirt with respect, so become that man. Let your actions speak louder than words, and watch as your relationships transform. If you're ready to take your flirting game to the next level, drop a comment saying, "I flirt with respect," and prepare for even more powerful content coming your way. Number 8. The power of touching her hair. There's a subtle yet incredibly powerful gesture that most men overlook: one that can set you apart from the 99% who fail to grasp its significance. Women absolutely love it, yet so few men truly understand how to use it to their advantage. I'm talking about the simple yet profound act of touching her hair. On the surface, it might seem like a small, inconsequential action, but there's far more to it than meets the eye. Think about this. The scalp is one of the most sensitive areas of the body, filled with nerve endings that respond deeply to touch. When you gently caress a woman's hair, you're not just running your fingers through it, you're sparking a wave of pleasurable sensations that resonate beyond what she might even realize. This is where the Stoic mindset comes into play in daily life. It's not about rushing to create an effect. It's about allowing this small act to unfold at its own pace, savouring the depth of the moment. But there's an essential factor: timing. This isn't a move to be used carelessly or too soon. It's something that should be reserved for moments when intimacy is already beginning to bloom. Before you can truly make this gesture meaningful, you must first build a strong emotional connection. When done correctly, it becomes more than just a touch. It transforms into an emotional and sensory experience that communicates far more than words ever could. This is the key to standing out as a high-value man, one who knows how to navigate emotions and moments with precision, not desperation. Applying this power with intention and understanding will elevate you from just another man to someone unforgettable. Consider this. When was the last time you encountered someone who truly understood these subtle, meaningful moments? Few men do. This small yet impactful gesture could be the very thing that sets you apart from the crowd, allowing you to rise above it. The Stoic lessons we learn teach us that strength comes from knowing when and how to act with purpose. It's not about seeking validation, it's about leaving a lasting impression that truly matters. So next time you're with her, ask yourself, are you seizing the opportunity to make a meaningful impact, or are you simply going through the motions? Ultimately, it's these small, thoughtful gestures, like touching her hair at just the right moment, that can elevate you from being just another guy to someone unforgettable. It's about being present, aware, and taking the time to connect on a deeper level. This is how you become part of the 1%, the men who truly know how to connect and understand. High-value men aren't just defined by status or outward appearances. They understand that genuine attraction comes from emotional connection, subtlety, and confidence. The Stoic mindset teaches us to remain calm and collected, while also being deeply aware of how we move through the world, particularly in our relationships. When you apply this wisdom to the smallest moments, you'll be amazed at how much more powerful your presence becomes. Number 9. The hand on her back in public. In the maze of modern relationships, there's a simple yet powerful gesture that stands out. A gesture so small, yet brimming with significance. It's a simple hand on her back in public. To the untrained eye, it might seem like nothing more than a casual touch, but in reality, it speaks volumes. This quiet act communicates protection, care, and most importantly, pride in being with her. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This simple gesture, often overlooked, can elevate a man to the 1% of men who understand the art of subtlety and strength in their relationships. Think about this for a moment. Women don't need grand, attention-grabbing gestures to feel valued. They need a partner who, through small actions, shows that he's truly present, that he is by her side in every sense of the word. The hand on her back is a silent message that you are her protector. But it's not about dominance. It's about respect, about showing her that you stand beside her with pride. This gesture is about solidarity, a shared moment that says, "We're in this together." It's an unspoken bond, forged not in words, but in presence. This small act taps into something deeper within a woman's instincts. It's not just a matter of physical contact, it's about the emotional security that comes with knowing you're there, grounded in who you are and what you represent. The Stoic life lessons emphasize emotional independence, but they also teach us the value of being a reliable source of support for those we care about. In a world filled with uncertainty, a woman desires a man who is steady, who can offer her that firm foundation. A hand on her back, steady and reassuring, is a reflection of your inner strength and emotional control. It says that no matter what's happening around you, you are a pillar of support. And she is not alone. This is where the difference lies. 99% of men might overlook this simple gesture, thinking it's unnecessary or insignificant. But those men are missing the opportunity to create a deeper connection. What is Stoicism if not the mastery of self to become a pillar of stability and dependability for those we love? It's not about being overly emotional or reactive, but being present and calm, letting your actions speak louder than words. The hand on her back doesn't need to shout for attention. It quietly reassures her, allowing her to feel safe, cherished, and understood. It's a demonstration of your presence, not in a controlling manner, but in a way that complements her space and your shared space together. In modern life, where distractions and pressures often pull us in many directions, the beauty of this gesture is that it's easy to forget how impactful it can be. Yet, this simple sign of physical affection can be the difference between merely existing in a relationship and truly thriving within it. So when you step out with her, remember that it's not always the grand romantic gestures that will keep her close, but the subtle, grounded ones. The hand on her back will always speak louder than 1,000 empty promises. Remember, in the wisdom of Epictetus, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. So don't overcomplicate things. Be there, be present, and be steady. Number 10. Be her hero, the protector. This lesson may appear simple at first, but it carries profound significance. Women appreciate a man who takes the lead in standing by them, especially when they face difficult or uncomfortable situations. Despite the modern progress in promoting female empowerment and independence, every woman still has an innate desire to feel protected, supported, and safe. It's not about playing the role of a knight in shining armor or swooping in to rescue her from every crisis. Rather, it's the small, meaningful actions that make a powerful impact, like stepping in when someone disrespects her or offering your support when she's facing an uncomfortable conversation. It's even as simple as being her rock during a disagreement, showing that you are there for her no matter what. By doing this, you activate a primal part of her nature, the part that longs for consistency, stability, and someone she can trust. This is a quiet yet powerful way to become her anchor, the one person she can rely on when everything else seems uncertain. Imagine how valuable it is to be that person in her life, the one who supports her when others won't. Not through loud declarations, but through calm, steady presence. In the modern world, where so much emphasis is placed on grand gestures, the truth is that real protection and heroism lie in the simple things. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When you act as her protector, not through heroic stunts, but through consistent actions that demonstrate respect and care, you show her that you are someone she can depend on, someone who values her in a way that goes beyond words. Stoic happiness doesn't come from grandiose gestures. It's rooted in small, steady acts of wisdom and strength in a relationship. By embodying this Stoic principle of calm, unwavering support, you not only become the man she can rely on, but you also align yourself with Stoicism by remaining composed and thoughtful in moments of adversity. Imagine how different our relationships would be if every man understood the true power of being present for someone when they need it the most. It's not about being loud or overbearing, it's about being there in the quiet moments, offering a sense of security and reassurance. Women cherish the man who protects their dignity, not by force, but through actions that affirm their worth. It's in the subtlety of standing up for her when it counts, showing your strength through presence, not words. As you move through life, understand that this quiet protection can create a lasting bond, one built on trust, respect, and the steady assurance that you are always there for her. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where she might need your support, step up without hesitation. Be her protector, be her anchor. The difference you make may seem small in the moment, but it will have an everlasting impact. In a world that can sometimes feel uncertain, a man who offers this kind of steady, reliable presence is a game changer, both in her life and in the lives of those around him. Number 11. The charm of a beard. Imagine this. What if something as simple as growing a beard could elevate you into the top 1% of men who attract women effortlessly? Sounds easy, right? But it's far more than just the facial hair, it's a statement. In today's world, a beard signifies much more than a mere style choice. It's a symbol of masculinity, maturity, and even fertility, all in one. Research has shown that women often link bearded men with strength, protection, and the ability to provide. This is not about appearing rugged or aggressive, but about signaling that you can be the protector, the leader, and the steady anchor in her life. A well-groomed beard speaks volumes. It shows you care about yourself, but without being driven by vanity. It reveals that you understand the importance of your appearance, yet have the wisdom to balance it with what truly matters. In Stoic philosophy, we are encouraged to present ourselves in a way that reflects virtue, and a carefully tended beard can mirror that. It shows that you are neither obsessed with your looks nor neglectful of your responsibilities. You are grounded, yet refined. In modern Stoicism, it's not just about enduring life's challenges, it's about embracing what makes you complete, what signals to the world that you are self-sufficient, capable, and confident in your ability to lead. Just like how a bearded man suggests he is mature and capable, practicing Stoic principles in your life will make you attractive in a way that transcends the superficial. Here's something to reflect on. Have you noticed how the smallest details in life can reveal volumes about who you are? A beard, for instance, might seem like a trivial aspect of your appearance, but it can reflect a deeper understanding of self. Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius have said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." The effort you put into your appearance speaks to the greater effort you make in all areas of life. It's not about chasing fleeting success or external validation. It's about creating a lasting presence that reflects your true self, something much deeper and more substantial. In a world that constantly changes, it's those men who stand firm and take the time to care for themselves that draw admiration and respect. So if you've never thought about the power of a beard, now is the time to reconsider. A simple act like growing a beard can show strength, maturity, and timeless attraction. Remember, a well-maintained beard doesn't just improve how you look, it enhances how you feel because it reflects your inner discipline and self-respect. Now, take a moment to think about how many of these simple principles you've already come across or even applied in your life. Have you ever realized how something as straightforward as a beard can make you stand out? If you've never considered this before, now is the time to act. There's no shame in starting today. What matters is recognizing the deeper meaning behind your actions. It's never too late to integrate Stoic principles into your life, from how you take care of your body and mind to how you present yourself to the world. By embracing these small yet powerful details, you unlock the ability to connect with others in ways that stand the test of time. By nurturing your physical and mental well-being, you're embodying what it means to live a life aligned with Stoic teachings. This is the foundation of true attraction, a presence that draws people to you, regardless of superficial standards. So, take the step into the 1% and let your presence, whether through a beard or a Stoic mindset, be a magnet for admiration and respect. What about you? Will you grow a beard after watching this video? Comment 1 if you've realised its importance, or 2 if you think it's not so significant. Your thoughts matter. Number 12. The power of shared laughter. In a world where most men strive to impress with status, looks, or material success, there is one rare quality that truly sets the few apart: the ability to make a woman laugh. It's not just about telling jokes, it's about breaking down emotional barriers, easing her mind, and inviting her into a space of joy. Laughter isn't just a fleeting moment of fun, it's the gateway to emotional intimacy. When you make her laugh, you're not merely entertaining her, you're sharing an experience, creating a bond, and making her feel at ease with you. And let's be clear, women love this. They crave a man who can make them laugh, not out of insecurity or a need to impress, but out of genuine self-assurance. This is where true Stoic happiness comes into play. A man who is content with himself, who doesn't need constant validation or approval, but who is simply at peace in the moment. A man who laughs freely, without effort or agenda, shows strength in vulnerability, a strength that is magnetic. It's an energy that draws people in, because in a world full of stress, expectations, and pressure, laughter is a breath of fresh air. Think about it. When you laugh with her, the whole atmosphere changes, tension dissolves, and suddenly you're two people sharing something genuine, something real. It's not about being a clown or cracking jokes all the time. It's about recognizing the power of lightness, the ability to let go, and to make a moment joyful. This is where the magic lies, and this is exactly what makes you irresistibly attractive. You're not just building connection through words, you're creating a safe space where both of you can feel present, happy, and at peace. The rare men who master this trait understand that it's not about impressing her with endless attempts at humor, but about knowing when to create a moment of joy that leaves a lasting impression. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In this case, it's about bringing positive energy into the room and showing up as your authentic self. So the next time you're with her, remember, laughter is your secret weapon. It's simple, but it speaks volumes. When you share laughter, you create a bond that's deeper than words, and you unlock a connection that is far more powerful than any superficial display of confidence. And this is the Stoic lesson. Live in the moment, embrace the joy around you, and let your laughter be the bridge to deeper, more meaningful connections. Hey everyone, I hope you found this video valuable. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with friends, and subscribe for more insightful Stoic wisdom that can transform your life. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you have any feedback or want to discuss anything about today's content, drop a comment below. I'm always here to chat with you. Remember, the wisdom of Stoicism can truly change the way you approach life. Keep applying it, and watch how it shapes your relationships and mindset. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.